We'll put Gwent on here because that's, a game that deserves some credit. Gwent is actually somewhat original compared to the standard Magic the Gathering formula. Um, you don't have mana. You can play one card per turn, and you pass turns back and forth. That's also where Star Wars Unlimited got some of its, turn-based stuff. But to be honest, Gwent is actually just a port or a slight modification of the game Condottiere. So Condottierre is a board game from 1995. You're fighting over territory in the game. Players compete to control regions of a map by committing soldier cards to fight for the region. Each conflict plays out sequentially. On your turn, you either add a card to the region or pass. Once you pass, you're locked out, while other players can continue to commit resources. So cards aren't replenished until everyone runs out, so hand management is key. The strategy comes from timing, pressure, and restraint, knowing when to push, when to bluff, and when to let the opponents overcommit. There's also a number of special cards that can swing the game in your favor, like the Bishop, which destroys the highest value card in play, or the Scarecrow, which lets you remove a card from play to save it for another round. It's a pretty cool game. It's got a lot of interesting mechanics in terms of interaction. Gwent basically took that exact game and ported it to a trading card game, so you have your own deck as opposed to drawing from a central deck in Condottiere. They also moved it from an area control board game to a round-based trading card game. You're trying to win 2 out of 3 rounds. They added this lane mechanic, which was ultimately scrapped because it didn't do much, and these hero powers that help give your deck identity. And so there's basically nothing original about Gwent. I'm not going to fault the developers of Gwent. They were part of a game studio. They were developing an entire video game, and they just decided to build an entire card game for it. Um, and they actually went outside of the trading card game in Breeding Tree and got some mechanics from another board game. So yeah, they absolutely deserve some credit. Gwent is a pretty cool game. There's a lot of good interactivity, and it brings some new ideas from outside of the trading card game space. Without it, everything would just be a Magic clone.